Well, I can't wait to hear 50 Cent's reaction to this. Puff Daddy weighs in on the Pusha T and Drake beef. He calls into the Breakfast Club this morning to promote the 4, and he compares Drake's Duppy and Pusha T story of added on to the Tupac hit 'em up era where he was going at Biggie, and he said this is like Tupac and Biggie. Not really, okay? Kind of. It was going in a disrespectful direction, but it was already kind of there. But it's like, first of all, we know you're copying Jay Prince adamant about the whole thing, okay? Because that's what he was saying. But he said, Drake took an L because he didn't respond. That's just hip hop. But I told Biggie not to respond to Tupac when he disrespected him on Hit 'Em Up and said, he slept with Faith and everything. And I guess, obviously, Biggie listened, right? But sometimes you got to take the L to take the W, he said, basically. But, still things transpired with the Tupac and Biggie thing. And, that was a deeper... That beef involved, like, Tupac was down with, like, the Bloods. And, there was Crips, Bloods, everything involved. There was, like, gangster element, super gangster element with Tupac. I'm not saying that, Drake doesn't have people and Pusha T doesn't have people, but it's not as crazy as it was in the 90s. Like, I was young in the 90s, but, when you go into the 2000s, there's still that feeling there where it's like, the Bloods and Crips were different back then than they are today, like, it was more, people really would die. They still will, but it was even more so back then over their colors and stuff and over respect and everything. Today, a lot of things slide, more things slide, okay? But I can't believe he's comparing it to Tupac and Biggie because this guy, Puffy, and this is a known fact, I'm not making this up, the bodyguards and everybody around, Puffy pushed the limit on that. Even after Tupac got killed, right? He still had Biggie go to L.A. in less than a year, went to L.A. like everything was all good. When there was a feeling with most people, it was West Coast versus East Coast. Even though that wasn't true, it's still, some people really, truly believed that and took it to heart. And, Tupac just died, and people are going to want to blame somebody. And a lot of people advised Puffy not to have Biggie out there. Even Jay Prince said he turned his bus around at one point and warned Biggie and them, like, you shouldn't be here. And then this happened, So Puffy pushed the limit on that. I'm not saying he's solely responsible, but I know he feels guilty pushing the promo on Biggie when Biggie was supposed to be in Paris, I think. And he ditched that show to go to LA to promote his album, and look what happened. So Puffy already has to live with that the rest of his life. Okay, you could tell he wears that, and he's always going to feel responsible for that. But I just can't believe he compared it to that. It's like some things you just should steer clear of, because it's like, geez, man, like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that. But it was going in a disrespectful direction. But I don't think it would have ever got. These guys are older. Tupac and Biggie were like in their early 20s. Okay, so like their minds were different back then. When you're in your 20s, you think a certain way. When you're in your 30s, you think a different way. When Pusha T's in his 40s. Okay, so he's obviously not about that anymore. He doesn't. Life means more then. You think differently about a situation and you think more logically. And same with Drake. It would have never gotten to a physical level. It would have gotten really disrespectful and a lot of people would have been hurt. And I can understand Jay Prince's decision on that, but still we all are going to feel cheated anyways. I mean, there's no way around that. But the thing is that's it. But anyways, it's Jordan Tower with JT News. Hit that bell, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to add to the channel, jordantowermedia@gmail.com.